that built up, the day after. What is the situation now? Has calm returned there? How are residents taking all the developments thereafter?
Yes, so for now, residents are calm because yesterday the Paramount King of Nanung met with most of the youth groups in town who were agitating that the incident that happened, they were going to react to it. But after yesterday's meeting with the King of Nanung, the youth have come to the understanding that it is good for them to maintain law and order in the community. In fact, there was supposed to be a scheduled demonstration this morning by the youth. But because of yesterday's engagement with the chief and people yesterday, the youth have turned down that particular demonstration, and economic activities, everything is moving on well in Bimbilla town today. But some motorbikes that were seized by the military patrol team has been handed over to their owners by the chief, because according to him, that is a way of calming the youth down. And once that is done, most of the youth groups have agreed that they are not going to do anything as far as law and order is concerned.
Thank you very much, Christopher Marco, my colleague, reporting from Bimbilla on this particular development. Let's return here to the capital, because TV3 News has cited a memorandum on Legal Professions Bill 2020, which seeks to consolidate and amend the law relating to legal profession in Ghana, dated 24th August 2021 and drafted by the Attorney General and Minister for Justice. The bill makes, as part of qualifications to be admitted to the Ghana School of Law, passing an entrance examination and an interview. We also know that Clause 32 of the bill, for instance, says the General Legal Council may allocate quotas to universities that the Council has approved to run the Bachelor of Laws program. Let's go a lot more into detail on this particular bill, the memorandum that we have cited. So the bill is generally seeking to consolidate and subsequently amend the law relating to legal profession and legal education. It also provides for modalities for the recognition and licensing of universities to run the LLB program. And it also makes entrance examination and interviews requirements for admission into the Ghana School of Law. Now, it also exempts lawyers with legal aid and the judicial service from holding solicitors' licenses, and also sets up a committee which will recommend the conferment of privileges on members of the bar. And it also provides for the discipline of lawyers with respect to professional conduct. So those are some of the excerpts of that memorandum we have cited on this. My colleague, Dennis Wedam, he's with the News Planning Department. He's joining me in studio for a conversation. Now, Dennis, we know already the minority has indicated they are going to kick against this. In fact, 3 of the minority MPs have already drafted a memorandum or a private member's motion on this. What exactly are their concerns?
Well, so the minority members are saying that what they want to do is to provide a bill that will make for some reforms in legal education and the entire legal profession. I mean, it's not just today. Even before today, some 2 minority members had already indicated that they were going to put before Parliament a bill which will also seek for the same purposes. Now, for them at the time, it was basically about changing the structure of the General Legal Council and the Constitution and some of the functions that they perform. So this is just an addition to what had already happened earlier.
Okay. Now tell us about the provision specifically that speaks about the exam and the interview are still requirements to get entry into Ghana School of Law. That's been one of the sticking points.
Yes, and commentators are already saying that this looks like a step forward, 2 backwards, because we had moved past the stage where you had to go to write an exam and do an interview before you get to the law school. Now it was just the exam, which many had been calling for its scrubbing. Now we're coming back to a point where if this bill is passed, then you have to write the exam, do an interview before you get to the Ghana Law School. Yes, that's it's expressly been stated in the bill that it's going to be a requirement. So if this bill goes through, you write the exam, you take an interview before you get to the Ghana School of Law.
There's also the point about accrediting the faculties in the universities to run these LLB programs. It's also one of the issues that's been contended.
Yes. So on that score, the AG recognizes that even though there's a provision in the current Legal Professions Act which requires that for one to become a lawyer, you must first have a degree from an approved institution, he says that there are not modalities that they use for the approval.
Okay.
So what this bill seeks to do is to put in place such modalities that will allow for the recognition of schools and the licensing of universities to run this LLB program. Of course, the call has been that let the faculties that already exist to do the professional law course.
Okay.
But now this amendment is seeking to rather allow for institutions or universities to be accredited to do the LLB, which hadn't been a problem for a very long time. But of course, they talk about supervision and monitoring of what they do to enhance quality, and that he believes also enhance the kind of students who come from the faculty and they make it to the law school. So basically, those are some of the things that are top the amendment bill.
Thank you, Dennis Wedam, my colleague there. He's with the News Planning Department of the Newsroom there. We'll be bringing you a lot more on this, especially the decision by the 3 members of parliament led by a former Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Kayine, and 2 others, to file that private member's motion against this particular bill. Now, let's continue with our build-up to that highly anticipated final of a National Science and Math Quiz competition. Now, we know yesterday we heard from Keta Senior High Technical School. They have been gunning for this. They say they did not travel all the way from the Volta region to be spectators. Today, we are in the camp of the Ashanti region's representative. That's Prempeh College. Now, we know Prempeh College, through the 1/8 stage up until this point, have secured at least 60 points all through those contests. They are looking to clinch their 5th trophy, in this particular contest. They also cruise into the final of the contest, breezing past the Pokowari School and KNUST Senior High School to set up a clash with Presby Boys Legon and Keta Senior High Technical School. They are on the record to have also secured more than 60 points from the 1/8 stage all through to the final. But we're asking, are they able to make it? Or will they be giving a run for their money tomorrow? My colleague Ibrahim Abubakar has been engaging some old students, headmaster, and some other students of Prempeh College.
We know the ultimate is ours because we are hosting the contest and we are going to win it. This is home affair. We don't have to let this cup go. Definitely, we are. If we grade, we are the best, and we are going to make sure that we clinch the cup, which is the ultimate. Come Friday.
I'm using this platform to tell Prempeh we are going to beat them. The trophy will remain in Ashanti region. And this will bring glory to all Ashanti schools. It's host and win. So we are going to win this contest on this an easy platform.
We know PRESEC is not easy, but we are equally prepared. In fact, we are not leaving any stone unturned. We are making sure that the trophy remains here in Kumasi. There is a 5-time agenda.
Expect a win. Yeah, expecting a win. Yeah, with God on our side, we will win the competition.
You hear that the boys from Prempeh College, they say they are up for this. Let's speak to Ibrahim Abubakar, my colleague, who's been interacting with all the finalists. Ibrahim, I can imagine Kumasi is pent up right now, a few hours to that big finale tomorrow. What's been the talk of town?
Well, exactly, like you rightly said, there is a lot of talk in town with regards to who claims the bragging rights for this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. People who some years back were not even interested in this contest. They cared less about it. Are now showing some level of interest. In fact, they keep talking about it, hoping to see tomorrow so that they will even go and witness the final. This is the first time we are organizing this event in Kumasi, and for that matter, the host and win agenda is on the lips of many here. But one thing I've realized is that a developing lab for Team Ketasco because of their sterling performance. I've engaged with some people who are Kumasi based, and even though they would have wished the host and win agenda be done, but on another side, they are also expecting that win this competition, because mind you, since 1994 when this competition started, only 11 senior high schools out of the over 400 competition. For that matter, people want to see an entirely new school winning it for the first time. So the enthusiasm is high. People who are waiting for tomorrow so that of this contest.
And Ibrahim, you've been speaking to contestants, you know, school heads, trainers of Keta Senior High School. You've also spoken to those from Prempeh College.
Well,
Does it look like the Presecans also believe that they can win the 7th trophy for their school?
Well, Komla, if I can hear you well, it's a bit of challenge hearing. But if you are talking about Team Keta School, they look very, very calm, but very, very confident to winning the trophy. Yesterday, in fact, they told me that they did not travel all the way from Volta to this place just to appear in the finals. Their ultimate aim is to go back to Volta with the trophy. In fact, they are seeking to make history by winning it for the first time. So you see their level of preparation. In fact, yesterday when I went there, they were even competing among themselves. They've done a setup regarding the riddles and other things. So they look very confident. When you move to the Prempeh team as well, and they look reserved and poised for victory tomorrow. Like I said, they also have it on their lips, that agenda, host and win. And they are hoping to win it for the 5th time. Not just winning it for 5th time, to at least make Kumasi happy that at least we've boasted this quiz for the first time and we've won it. So the confidence is there. For Team Presec, they are also preparing. They say their aim or their main ultimate is to win it for the 7th time, and they are not leaving any stone unturned. So they are hoping that, God willing, tomorrow they will take the trophy back to Accra and at least defend it, since they are the defending champions, and have it for the 7th time.
Thank you, Ibrahim Abubakar. And do head to our social media platforms. We've uploaded those videos of the pre-tournament hype, the pre-final hype from Keta Senior High Technical School and also Prempeh College uploaded there. We're also going to be speaking to those from Presec Legon to also understand how prepared they are for this one, whether they're going to win the 7th or it will be staying in Kumasi. We'll find out after tomorrow. But let's take a step away from that. The governing New Patriotic Party says the e-levy offers Ghana an opportunity to explore alternative financing to support public growth. National Communications Director Yaoba Biasamwa was speaking at a media engagement in Takoradi on the 2022 budget's presentation.
As a political party in government on the e-levy is that it is a brand new opportunity to break with the past, to break with the way government and public financing has been done barely since we started public budgets right through to last year. The e-levy is a new and wonderful opportunity to break with the past. It gives us opportunity to depart from the old petrol politics. All the political parties who have governed this country in the Fourth Republic have tended to focus on petroleum as a source of tax. Is that we are going to moderate international public borrowing, domestic and international public borrowing by the government from the banking sector, the so-called public debt. It's another source of policy dissonance in this country, where parties battle each other about who has borrowed the most. Why do we borrow? In order to fund our larger public goods, infrastructure mostly. And we have realized, this budget realizes that borrowing internationally, borrowing on the local financial markets to fund infrastructure is not sustainable. You will now find a reliable source, a reliable stream of income towards public goods, that is infrastructure.
Let's head to Parliament now, because the Health Minister has mounted a spirited defense of his expenditure when it comes to COVID-19 financing in the country, contributing to the 2022 budget statement. Wednesday, Kwaku Agyeman-Manu said he is ready to face any probe over the use of state funds for COVID-19.
Mr. Speaker, it is a fact that as a country we have failed to vaccinate our people on time to meet the herd immunity. Mr. Speaker, I say so because the government presented to us a plan, a vaccination plan, and this document is titled COVID-19 Vaccination Deployment and Vaccination Plan. Mr. Speaker, according to this document, on page 29, we were supposed to have vaccinated about 1.5 million people between April to June 2021. Mr. Speaker, again, from June to August, we were supposed to have vaccinated about 6.3 million. Mr. Speaker, between September to October, we should have vaccinated about 9.5 million people. Mr. Speaker, you know, by this time, we should have vaccinated not less than 17 million people. Mr. Speaker, ironically, if you refer to the 2022 budget on paragraph 1028, Mr. Speaker, we have vaccinated only 2.5 million. Oh. Mr. Speaker, per their own marking scheme, 2.5 divided by 17 is an obvious fail. Mr. Speaker, the excuse used to be the non-availability of the vaccine.
Our debt situation is not anything that anybody can write home about. But let us look at how some of these monies have been spent. Honorable Akano is asking for complete investigation into COVID expenditures because they are material and that adds up to our debt budget. And we will get investigations into that area. When I was rushing to get the vaccines, to do vaccination very quickly to meet our deployment targets, I was found culpable of not having come to Parliament, and I've been lambasted to the extent that now I don't have any image in this country. Your own colleague in the chamber. Now you stand up and tell me that our vaccination has been very slow. Mr. Speaker, we did a deployment plan that Honorable Akando has got a copy. That is what made Ghana receive the first consignment of COVID vaccines in the whole world, because we submitted our plan number 1, and they looked at it and started giving it to other countries even to copy.
You heard there Kweku Agyeman-Manu. Let's cross over now to Parliament, where that debate on the 2022 budget statement is happening. On his feet is Adaklu MP and ranking member on the Transport Committee, Kwame Agboja-Gavins.
Dr. Bawumia placed us. It's not more taxes, it's prudence. If you take 2 billion from Ghanaians that want to fix roads, and then you use capping law and take 1 billion out and give them 1 million, even if you bring e-levy and we give you 10 trillion, you put it, you take half away out of capping. That is why you don't deserve 1 cedi extra in terms of tax revenue. All you deserve is prudence. Mr. Speaker, out of that, the government has left the biggest ever debt in the road sector. Over 8 billion owed to Ghanaian contractors. And this budget doesn't even have 1 sentence as to how you are going to pay these contractors. These contractors will recruit more people than NAPCO, will recruit more people than the so-called USTAT. The solution to job creation in this country is not to recruit young people to the police, immigration, or military. It is to empower the private sector so they are recruited. If you pay the contractors, all those people will find jobs in the private sector. In any case, you claim only 800,000 people are on the government payroll. When are we going to get to 2 million people in terms of the recruitment and how many people you can pay? So stop lying to the people of this country. Government can never use any of the things, use that or NAPCO to recruit enough people. Mr. Speaker, let me get to the motorway. Mr. Speaker, I am very sad today. Extremely sad. Not too long ago, the finance minister came here and read the budget. Mr. Speaker, once he was reading the budget, there were our compatriots who were around the toll booths in this country plying their own job. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister came here and claimed that, actually he used it as an achievement, that they have achieved, Mr. Speaker, listen, 50% of the people who are collecting the tolls at our barriers are disabled people. The finance minister stood here and used it as an achievement. Only did the people know that he was about to sack all of them. You sack the people, you can be so heartless. You sack the people, yet you put it in your budget as an achievement. This morning, those disabled people, those young mothers, fathers who have been selling around the toll booth, show me where they are working this morning that you are using them as an achievement in your budget. Where are they working? How heartless can you be as a government? Mr. Speaker, to add to the tweet, the road minister is a senior member of this House, Mr. Speaker. I take strong exception to the fact that he beat a law in this country. He beat a law by arrogating to himself the right to determine whether we collect taxes or not. And when Mr. Speaker gave a directive that the road minister, who is also a lawyer, should backtrack and do the right thing, the road minister refused. Rather, senior members of the New Patriotic Party have sought to denigrate this House. Mr. Speaker, not too long ago, Black Rasta said something about this House. He was held before here. So what is the difference between what Black Rasta did and what John Boydu did in Central Region by telling you, Mr. Speaker, that if you want to collect the tolls, you should go to the toll booths and collect the tolls yourself? Why is John Boydu not being held before Parliament? The senior minister said that if Mr. Speaker doesn't know that the road minister can refuse to collect the tax, then Mr. Speaker doesn't know what he's doing. Let me ask. Listen, let me ask you. Ask you. What is the difference between what we did to Professor Dogu and senior minister, Mr. Speaker?
We'll bring a lot more on this debate happening in Parliament on the 2022 budget subsequently. But the minority in Parliament has hit at government over what it describes as its lackadaisical attitude in educating citizens on the need to take the COVID-19 vaccines. At a media briefing in Parliament, ranking member on the Health Committee, Kwabena Minta Akando, said government spending of 15 billion cedis on COVID-19 must be probed. But the majority says government will not be distracted.
Attitude of government points to the fact that they are not serious in their attempt to combat COVID-19. We must know that we are not out of the woes of COVID yet. In fact, some countries are returning to lockdown. Government came up with a plan that by the end of October, from April to October, we would have vaccinated about 17 million people out of about the 30 million. In fact, government targeted 20 million people to be vaccinated. It is not for nothing that government set for itself that target, because if you are vaccinating to achieve the herd immunity, you must do it within a particular time. And as things are going, it's unfortunate we are not achieving the herd immunity. The saddest aspect is that we sat down and we are at where we are because we were sitting down and waiting for people to come and donate to us vaccines. By the benevolence of some donors, we now have vaccines available. And we are told that we have vaccinated only 2.5 people out of about the 20 million people we targeted. My information indicates that some of the vaccines are even getting expired. Are we waiting till all these vaccines get expired so that we go and throw them away? We are only, or government is only hiding behind COVID-19 and spending huge sums of money. For your information, we have spent in excess of 15 billion Ghana cedis on COVID-19. As I speak to you now, we don't know where these monies have gone to be honest with you.
My brother or ranking member in the health committee should have brought figures. Look at the figures. Mortality rate is going up, infection rate is going up, we are getting into bad situations. He could not provide anything of this sort, only to come and propagate, in my opinion, just propaganda. In any case, our government is on course. We want to tread cautiously but effectively manage the situation. For disease, nobody knows. There could even be other factors. So far as we are concerned, I can assure you, we are even analyzing the independent variables of the disease to redefine a new framework going forward, that whenever there's pandemic or epidemic, probably some of the errors of the mortality rate we had, which even defines Ghana as one of the best managers of the situation, will do even better.
In other stories this afternoon, the African Center for Retirement and Research is requesting Parliament reviews the SSNIT Law 247 to increase contributions from the current 11 to 22% to save it from imminent collapse. The Executive Director, Abdallah Mashood, has been addressing the media in Accra.
The Executive Director of the Center, Abdallah Mashood, cited government's indebtedness hovering over 900 million cedis to SSNIT since 2017. He expressed concern about the second-tier pension management, which has been taken away from SSNIT, and requested Parliament to review the SSNIT law to increase contributions to SSNIT.
Parliament must take action now by reviewing the present contribution rate for a financially stable scheme. Indeed, depletion of the trust reserves in 2037 is an outcome to be avoided, and planning for the recommended increase in contribution rate is an activity that resides heavily with Parliament.
On the issue of the transfer of the past credit to corporate trustees, the Executive Director, Abdallah Mashood, had this to say.
Even though we know SSNIT is accumulating it at 100% of the 91-day treasury bill rate, look, when you compare the returns on what do they call it, second-tier corporate trustees to that SSNIT is giving right now, you realize that if you want to retire very well, you better leave the contributions with SSNIT.
Now, Yedent Agro Processing Company, in collaboration with the Little Cow Limited, has donated 200,000 cedis worth of items to support the Keta tidal waves victims under the 3 Foundation Save a Life campaign.
The 3 Foundation has been supporting the victims with donations from individuals, organizations, amongst others, since the disaster occurred. A representative from the Little Cow Limited and marketing manager for Tom Vita, Mark Tekpa, said the donation was their contribution towards the upkeep of victims.
As a company, we've tried to give back to the society over the years, and this year, though it's sad for the people of Keta, as my people, we want to use this opportunity to reach out to them to say they won't be left alone in this struggle. We've heard their cries, we've heard their moans, we've heard their wails caused by the tidal waves, and Yedent Ghana is ready to support them throughout. We want to put smiles back on their faces. The products we have here is expected to reach 1,000 households. If you look at the kilos that you give out and pay the consumption rate per, we've done all that, and we believe that 1,000 households would have some smiles back after these few days of sadness.
Group CEO of Media General, Beatrice Abe, was grateful for the support. Group Head of Corporate Affairs, Christopher Kone, encouraged others to emulate the gesture.
I think sometime last week we rolled out a campaign in partnership with Ellie Beach Resorts to be able to call on Ghanaians, corporate Ghana as well as individuals to come and join forces with us so we can mobilize and get some items to be able to send down to the people to bring some sort of relief to them. We also want to send out a message to other companies to emulate this venture, and we think if we are able to create an enabling environment where we can be helping people in times of distress, it's going to be good for us as a country and as a people.
3 Foundation, the sustainability and corporate social responsibility management structure of the Media General Group in partnership with Ellie Beach Resort, launched the Save a Life campaign to offer relief support to the Keta tidal wave victims.
And you can keep your donations coming. Come here to TV3 and offer those widows' mites and all forms of support so we can onwardly support victims of the Keta tidal waves. You're watching Midday Live here on TV3 with me, Komala Adom. We have more stories, including business, with George Queening, if you stay with us.
I'm going to interview Zuzum right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen?
It was a mistake. I no check.
Acrobat, I'm going to knock you out.
I know, sir.
You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop.
You did the right thing.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint mo champion.
TCL presents the 26th November Black Friday raid. The best Black Friday deals are coming to all TCL showrooms.
Yeah, Jamie, come prepared.
Friday, yeah. This Friday, 26th November. So gym up and raid our stores for up to 50% discount.
50% discount?
Yes, 50% discount. On all TCL TVs, washing machines, fridges, ACs, phones, and a lot more. Plus, free movie tickets, shopping vouchers, and a chance to win our TCL 65-inch Android QLED TV. There's so much more up for grabs. It's your fitness that comes to test. Power up to raid our TCL showrooms for the best Black Friday deals.
Wow! What more could you get from Lydia's Fashion? My brothers and sisters, there's no need to travel a long way to buy your wedding gowns, dinner wears, your children's clothes, special suits, ladies' dresses, or handbags. Because when you come to Lydia's Fashion, we have everything in stock for you. And guess what? We do wholesale as well as retail. So hurry up, come to Lydia's Fashion and we will serve you right. Lydia's Fashion. We are the best in fashion. Locate us at Accra, UTC, opposite Fidelity Bank, or call 024 118 2299.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV. Great. So get your GoCoder, GoTenna, and 1 month of GoTV Plus for only 89 CDs to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Amazing.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season.
Then I hold back.
And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Sometimes you just know that something ain't going good. You say to yourself, this ain't working for me. There be no shame in that, man.
Like when you don't got it?
Yeah, man, I mean, being smart means knowing when to stop. Know your limit.
So like knowing when to stop? Yeah, makes sense.
If it's not fun, choose to stop.
This advertisement is brought to you by Bet Power.
Ziggy ziggy za 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 za.
Drip.
I'm on a mission to find my African love. See, I get a vision to find my African love. If you're out there, come drop my shit up. If you're out there, what do you want for the picture?
Hello Ghana! Christmas is approaching and there is a need to give your home that perfect look and feel. So, get ready for your official real estate and home accessories needs fair. 3FM, TV3 and Planet One Multimedia present the 4th Annual Ghana Home and Lifestyle Fair 2021, bringing together all real estate and construction companies, home appliances, furniture and interior decor companies, CCTV security, doors, paint, tiles, locks, bath, kitchenware, home insurance and internet services, gardening and flower companies to exhibit their products and services to the general public at the 4th Annual Ghana Home and Lifestyle Fair. Date Friday 26 to Sunday 28 November 2021 at the Achimota Mall. Time 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. To exhibit your products and services, call 0244 627609. Media partners Onia TV, Onia FM, 3news.com, The Mirror and Senior Global Solutions. The 4th Annual Ghana Home and Lifestyle Fair 2021.
Very good afternoon. It's time for business here on Midday Live. My name is Josh Crane. We are live on DSTV channel 279. Let's begin with issues relating to the economy. And the economy lacks the traction required for recovery from 2020 and current measures to raise revenue will only have some dire implications on living conditions of ordinary Ghanaians. Economist Professor Ebo Texon tells TV3 the failure of government to show commitment in reducing expenditure for the legislature and the executive sets rogue examples for the taxpayer.
The reality of watchers of the economy become more imperative as the debate widens on initiatives taken in the 2022 budget to generate revenue. But the economy is lacking the traction needed for recovery following COVID effect from 2020. A lot has been said about what the allocations are for the 2022 budget as read by the finance minister and what the implications are for the ordinary Ghanaian. But we're here to speak to Professor Ebo Texon with the Department of Economics, the University of Ghana, and also get to know whether making the difficult choices should have been some of the best options that should have been taken by the managers of Ghana's economy. So we asked Professor Texon what will be the main rationale for government to opt for e-levies, for example, increase fees among many others, while borrowing massively on the international market was there to pursue.
We need to get worried. If I'm an investor in the bonds market and Ghana comes to the bonds market, I begin to get concerned that would they be able to pay me my interest payments and maybe possibly my principal amount. So that in itself would mean that raising money on the bond market is going to come at a very high cost to us. Ghana has to start having a debate as to what can we do about the expenditure, because we cannot go on running huge fiscal deficits that will lead us to where we are. Do we need 270, 300 members of parliament? The size of Texas in the US, in terms of economic size, is bigger than the Ghanaian economy. But if you go to the state level legislature, you don't have that number of members in parliament. So we need to take a second look at it. There are others who are part of the executive that I think that we need to take a second look at. This is not to throw a jab at the present government. They've also done their part in trying to reduce their size. Some of the ministries have been collapsed and all of that. But Ghana has to come up with a conversation around that. Do we need more than 60 members of government in terms of the ministers and deputy ministers? Can't we merge some ministries?
Across board, those in academia are worried the options chosen by government have some dire implications on living conditions.
There are a whole lot of benefits that come with financial inclusion. There are a whole lot of benefits that come with a cash-light society. And the last thing we need to do is to disincentivize people from making use of those platforms. And a tax will clearly be a disincentive. I mean, it doesn't matter how much the percentage is. I mean, even if it was 1%, people will still have a problem with it.
Whilst we sample reactions from industry players and experts, the debate continues in Parliament. Today actually is day 3. We'll be updating you subsequently in our bulletins. Away from the budget, fintech companies and startups in Ghana are asking for a roadmap to provide a holistic view of their ecosystem. According to the FinTech Outlook report, the fragmentation and the lack of exploration in the sector has stifled innovation and customer satisfaction.
Ghana's traditionally cash-driven economy is responding well to the new opportunity of fintech, primarily triggered by a surge in e-commerce and smartphone penetration. However, disruptions within the payment sector is becoming a major challenge.
A lot of fintechs are fragmented and they are working in silos, but the rationale is to bring them together, work on collaborating with each other, and that's what is going to help drive the digital agenda of government.
In addition, fintech startups have concentrated in a specific area, largely as a result of funding challenges, access to markets, and product viability, among others.
The role of fintechs within the payment industry is very welcome. It's one of the ways of driving growth within the digital economy. We are hoping to see more customers as more players are coming on in the industry, so we tend to have more transactions and growing as we go along.
There are concerns about excessive taxation in the fintech space, which stifles innovation.
When you add costs where adoption is still relatively low, it has a high tendency to stifle that ecosystem and limit the uptake of digital financial services. At best, you really want to keep the cost low, and so that people can come on board.
The Ghana FinTech Outlook Conference was on the theme promoting collaborations and accelerated investment in Ghana's FinTech ecosystem.
Can you just share with us what are some of the...
Well, that's how we end the business news this afternoon. Remember, you can get more news update when you log on to our website, s3news.com. Come standing by to continue with the bulletin.
Thank you very much, Queenie. Now, Lextar Ghana, in partnership with 3 Foundation, has donated assorted toiletries to the tidal waves victims in Keta.
According to the Managing Director for Lextar Ghana, Ernest Teria, the donation is intended to reach out to victims.
One of our slogan is the brand that truly cares, and we see this as a CSR opportunity to give back to the deprived community owing to what happened to them recently. This community is already deprived, and we believe that a company like TV3 through this partnership would be able to send the things to them to help them in any small way that is possible.
The donation includes sanitary pads, toilet roll, toothbrushes and toothpaste. 3 Foundation, the sustainable and corporate social responsibility management structure for the Media General Group, in partnership with Early Beach Resorts 3 Foundation, launched the Save a Life campaign to offer relief support to the Keta tidal wave victims.
This is still Midday Live here on TV3. After this break, Kelvin Wilson has the latest in the world of sports.
This week on Mentor X, we are launching into the final lap of the competition. With eviction on the tails of the contestants, they cannot leave any stone unturned. Join us again this Sunday at 8 p.m. as the journey towards discovering the next global icon continues. Keep voting for your favorite contestant by dialing the short code *713*13# or download the TV3 Reality app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store to vote. TV3 Mentor takes you higher. Mentor X is brought to you by Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil, and Napa Foods, Sense Body Spray, Club, Better Malt, Tom Vita, Close Up, Geisha, Drugnet,
Cowbell, our milk.
It's World Diabetes Month in the month of November, and it's necessary that we talk about it on the Day Show.
It's making the insulin all right, but your body is resisting it.
Oh, your body can resist insulin?
Yes. Why?
One banana is enough to take you for an hour workout in the gym.
Yeah, so too much of it is going to do what to me again?
So it's going to raise your sugar levels high?
Cannot take this off, ever.
No, it's my life. This is my artificial pancreas. Then I have another device here.
Oh, no.
Yes. It's called the continuous glucose monitor.
So which is which? Now I'm not even sure.
So that is why you don't have to take any moderation.
Yeah, and too much potassium can kill you.
Yes.
The Day Show with Berla Mundi shows on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and repeats on Saturdays at 3 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by Onga, Mama's Helping Hand.
Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and your room filled with flood waters, nowhere to run, nowhere to seek shelter. That's the reality of over 2,000 women and children in Keta who have been displaced by the recent tidal waves. We cannot wait for government. We need you. Hand in hand, let's all come together to help these women and children who have been displaced by the recent tidal waves. Please, we appeal to you, our viewers, as always, as you come in to help us, as together with Early Beach Resort, Media General 3 Foundation, we join our hands together with you, our viewers, to help these persons, especially the women and children. Please, come join us. Let's save a life.
party on the lake. This Christmas, experience the 3FM all-white party on the lake. Yes, this time it's the float edition with great experience whilst we cruise on the Dottie Princess and party hard happening on Boxing Day, 26th December, amidst super exciting activities such as beach soccer, live band, pool party, swimming, jet ski, bonfire, and drink ups. It's an all-night fun party from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Rate a cool 350 Ghana cedis for singles and 600 Ghana cedis for double. Man, that's so cool for so much fun. A little party never killed anyone. Join us in your all-white attire. Life is a party, dress like it. The all-white party is brought to you by 3FM, Volta Hotel, and Dottie World.
For reservation, please call 0546 063 747 or 0558 167 221. Sponsored by Johanni Auto Cooling Center.
All-white party on the lake.
Good afternoon and welcome to Midday Live. Let's have some sports. My name is Kelvin Oswanson. The Gladson Awako Hatofok saga is almost at an end. The player signed from Great Olympics has revealed he suffered illness amid talks of his absence from the Hearts camp ahead of the current season. Awako has begun training with the Phobians and ready to bond with it.
Maybe they feel disrespected in a way. I'm very sorry. I'm truly sorry from my heart that I'm very down, so they should forgive me and accept me as their brothers for us to work together as a team, and we can work together, and the club will get to where they want to be.
Now, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp was keen to clarify his use of the little tournament reference to the African Nations Cup was meant as frustration in an ironic sense and not as an insult to the tournament. Klopp explained to displeased journalist Ojora Babatunde yesterday after the UEFA Champions League match against FC Porto.
During your last pre-match
In entertainment this afternoon, acclaimed Ghanaian reggae, highlife and soul musician Rocky Dawouni has dedicated his Grammy nomination to the late highlife greats Nana Kwame Ampadu and other trailblazers of the highlife genre for inspiring him in his musical journey. The international music star said sounds from the Ghanaian highlife greats helped in nurturing his curiosity as a budding talent.
I dedicate this song to you, my beautiful people. My beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah.
Renowned music star Rocky Dawouni's 2020 album, Voice of Boom Bong, earned a nomination at the 64th Annual Grammy Awards in the Best Global Music Album category. This is Rocky's second nomination, as he was previously nominated for the Best Reggae Album for his Branches of the Same Tree in 2016, making him the first musician from Ghana to be nominated for the Grammys. While many continue to congratulate him for the feat, the son of Boom Bong in the northern region, Rocky Dawouni has in turn given plaudits to heroes of the highlife genre for being a positive influence on his career.
I want to use this opportunity to also honor the people who have been instrumental in inspiring me on my journey. One of the main people that when I was growing up that was so, the voice and the music that nurtured, my curiosity as a musician was the music of Nana Ampadu and African Brothers. Unfortunately, this year Nana Ampadu transcended to the ancestors, but I see this nomination also as a validation of his inspiration to a whole generation that really honors the legacy that he left here.
The beautiful people composer is of the view that the trailblazers of the highlife genre have not been celebrated enough.
And also all the highlife heroes that were the foundation of my music, from Konimo to Oboba J.A. Adolfo to Amachi Dede, Sapuhini Jani, all these classic highlife artists that right now we're not celebrating enough. We need to go to the roots. These are the heroes that form the foundation stone upon which we stand to reach out to the world.
Rocky Dawouni has been nominated alongside Wizkid from Nigeria, Angelique Kidjo, Femi Kuti, among others. The 64th Grammy Awards will take place in Los Angeles on 31st January 2022.
Here I come, a song for you, oh beautiful people.
We wish Rocky Dawouni all the best. Time now for international news.
The UK and France say they will keep all options on the table to stop migrants crossing the English Channel after 27 people drowned on Wednesday. UK Prime Minister and French President said trafficking gangs were risking lives following the worst recorded migrant tragedy in the Channel. 4 people have been arrested in connection with a fatal crossing. France's Interior Minister said 5 women and a girl were among the dead. Gerald Damanin also said 2 people had been rescued and 1 was missing. It was earlier reported 31 people had died, but the total was reversed down overnight into Thursday.
So that'll be our package for this afternoon. Came to live from our studios here at Adisawi Kanda in Accra. There's a lot more news at 3news.com if you log on there. I am Komla Adam. From myself, the rest of the team, we say thank you for watching and keep with us here on TV3 because we are the first news, best in entertainment. Have a good afternoon.